Donald Trump is in the last days of his last campaign, and his desperate racism is on full display. You might even say it's in his genes. And I have the full story coming up next.
Those genes!
Have you heard of the 5 stages of grief? With Donald Trump, over the last 9 years, we've seen the 5 stages of racism. It began with dog whistles. It grew into white nationalist themes. Bigotry became a staple. That was elevated to racist fear-mongering. And this stage can be best described as dehumanization of ethnic groups, which has accelerated greatly since Kamala Harris, a person of mixed race, became his opponent. And those stages have not been linear. He glides between them tactically depending on the news and his dark impulses of the day. And yesterday, this simple 5-letter word,
genes,
found his lips as an obvious, bigoted, and dehumanizing dog whistle. Let's begin with the reactions from a CNN panel, and then I will share Trump's latest racist rant in just a minute.
My first reaction is that we have long known that Donald Trump has revered the Nazis. He has revered Hitler. He's read his book. He used to say he had it on his nightstand. Donald Trump has had a very sinister philosophy, wanting to be a dictator, absolutely dividing people up based on who they are, based on factors about them that have to do with their race and their gender, etc. And when he uses language like this, I don't think that it's a Freudian slip. I think that the danger of a Donald Trump is that he would absolutely try to exterminate an entire group of people because he thinks that their genes are somehow different than his and faulty. And I say this with all the sternness that you hear in my voice because it is serious, and Americans should recognize that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little over-torqued, quite frankly. But clearly, this is an example of an issue where Trump would have the opportunity to have an advantage, which is immigration. But comments like this are certainly not useful in driving that advantage. And so we'll see where this goes. This is going to be a critical issue, John, as we go into the...
All right, well, I'm going to go back and listen to that again and more of it there. But an interesting discussion whenever someone brings up genes and genetic.
And maybe to no one's surprise, this is not the first time Trump has wrapped his racist thoughts in the gene theme. As this compilation from Vice shows, he has frequently leaned into it. As you're watching, pay particular attention to his facial expressions and body language, as I think they reveal a person who is saying something they know they should not be saying. And then I will share the most recent and most egregious example.
Winning is tough. I always said winning is somewhat maybe innate. You know, you have the winning gene.
Believe me, if it's good genes, we believe in genes, right? We're allowed to say that. Do we believe in the gene thing? I mean, I do, right? You know, I do.
We have good stuff. We have great genes in this room. We have smart people.
Good genes you have, good genes.
It's in the genes, it's in the blood, right? Good bloodlines, good bloodlines. If you believe in that stuff, you got good blood.
You know, I'm proud to have that German blood. There's no question about it. Great stuff. Nobody has ever seen anything like we're witnessing right now. It is a very sad thing for our country. It's poisoning the blood of our country.
And now let's revisit that CNN panel for the context and conversation that reveals Trump's continued desire and unfiltered thoughts to have bloodlines that are not poisoned.
Donald Trump, during an interview with Hugh Hewitt this morning, and talking about immigration, and brings up genes. And by that, I mean genetics and the genes of immigrants coming to this country. I want to listen to this. We're going to listen to it for the first time all together here, okay?
How about allowing people to come through an open border, 13,000 of which were murderers, many of them murdered far more than one person, and they're now happily living in the United States. You know, now a murderer, I believe this, it's in their genes, and we got a lot of bad genes in our country right now.
We have a lot of bad genes in our country right now. Talking about the immigrants who come over, he was calling them murderers.
So why do you think Donald Trump has taken his racist rhetoric to DEFCON 1 at this critical campaign moment in time? Here's my theory. He knows that many pundits and pollsters have said he has a ceiling. He cannot attract new voters. And he knows that Kamala Harris has the momentum, so undecided voters who show up on Election Day will likely favor her. I think Donald Trump is dehumanizing immigrants and being more racist than ever in an all-out effort to inspire the bottom of his base to show up on Election Day. He cannot flip the people who have rejected him and his ideology, but he can motivate those who are easily influenced by fear-mongering, already have white nationalistic values, and are high emotion, low information. In the 2024 election, those who turn out will turn the tide. I'm Dan. Thanks for watching, and let's continue to occupy democracy together and turn out to vote.